Hi, I'm Cassie McQueen, the Executive Director of Saving Grace here in Central Oregon. I'm coming to you guys live on Friday to share important information about what's going on at Saving Grace, take your comments, and answer any questions that you have. So let's get started. As Central Oregonians continue to stay home to save lives, it's really important to remember that home is not safe for everyone. Yesterday, the Central Oregon Emergency Information Network published data about the amount of domestic violence calls that our local law enforcement has seen here in just the last month. In Deschutes County, the Deschutes County Sheriff Office saw an increase in domestic violence calls of 20%. Bend PD reported an increase of 16%, and Redmond PD reported an increase in 45%. Now, Saving Grace serves more than just Deschutes County. So in Crook County, the Sheriff's Office and Prineville Police Department reported actually a decrease in domestic violence calls of 20%. And the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office reported a decrease of 22% as well. Most shocking might be that in Madras, the Madras police reported a decrease in domestic violence calls of 45%. Now, there are a couple of important things to note about this data. It explains that these are all domestic violence calls that local law enforcement are receiving. So this includes any time that people cohabitate or any disturbances that happen between family members. That's a bit more than just intimate partner violence, which is when a tragedy happens between two people who are in an intimate relationship together. It's also really important to note that a decrease in calls like we saw in Jefferson and Crook counties is not necessarily a good thing. We know this because as survivors are living in close quarters with their abusers, it may not be possible for them to make a phone call, whether it's to Saving Grace or to local law enforcement. So this is why Saving Grace has been diligently working on our new chat platform. It's going to be featured directly on our website, and it's a discreet way for people in need to contact an advocate, to discuss safety options, to talk about what's happening, and to do so in a way that will keep them safe. Our team of advocates have been working on this over the last several weeks, and they're actually training the rest of our team so we can roll this out here in the next several weeks. We will plan to offer the service Monday through Friday from 11 to 2, and these hours are going to be adjusted. Again, we want to be responsive because what we do know is that domestic violence is continuing to happen in homes. Stress is increasing, kids are home, finances are tough. And so whether calls are increasing to law enforcement or decreasing, Saving Grace is going to do everything that we can to make sure that we're available for survivors, whether that's calling our helpline, which you can find right here, or coming to our website and discreetly chatting with an advocate. So I'll continue to update on that chat feature and hopefully have it launched here in the next couple of weeks. I also wanted to talk about the fact that April is Sexual Assault Awareness Month. And so we will be hosting an event next Thursday, April 30th, called Take Back the Night. We've partnered with COCC on this, and unfortunately, due to COVID-19, we're obviously doing this virtually this year. But this virtual event is important. It's an important night to bring awareness to sexual assault, and it's an important time to stand in solidarity with survivors. We'll have members from our team talking about our services. Additionally, we'll also have survivor stories and input from our community, hold space for sharing, and equally just making sure, again, that this is a way that we can stand beside survivors. You can see right now it's on our website. You can watch it directly online, or you can watch it on YouTube or on Twitch. So please join us next Thursday, April 30th at 6:30 p.m. for Take Back the Night and support survivors of sexual assault. Finally, I just want to, again, thank our community for your outpouring of support. COVID-19 is a difficult time for everyone, but it's specifically difficult for survivors. And Saving Grace is having to quickly adjust to make sure that we have the resources in place to support survivors as they're living in really tense situations. So a big thank you to the Oregon Community Foundation, the Casey Family Fund, Bend Foundation, Healy Foundation, Oregon Women's Foundation, and United Way for supporting Saving Grace and supporting survivors. Your gifts to us are really some of the best ways that you can support survivors right now. It gives us the flexibility to be responsive and make sure that survivors have exactly what we need, as these are unprecedented times. And we're trying to just make sure that we are flexible and accommodating and there for people as we're all dealing with this pandemic. Again, thank you all so much for joining us on Fridays. We'll be here next week with another update and news to share. So for now, do we have any comments or questions, Ryan?
Not at the moment, no.
All right, you guys. Well, I'll be here next Friday. So if you'd like to have a question, if you've got a comment or want to know more about our services, please feel free to join us and ask. Otherwise, have a great weekend and we'll see you next week.